You guys asked me once again to start a 60 to 99 series for 2K26 for season 2, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you guys. We're here to find out if anything has changed from season 1 to season 2 of 2K26 and how you get to 99 overall without spending any money. A lot of you guys who might have just picked up the game or looking to pick up the game, you have a lot of resources in your corner to get started. I've been trying to figure out what build I want to do for this next series, but then I didn't want to make a traditional center build because, being honest with you guys, being a center in this game is one of the most boring things you can do. And also, not being able to create your shot in this game and just sitting in the corner, it's just not something that I want to do, and I don't think you should be trying to do it either. I decided to go with a 7-foot center, 261 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan, and I'm not going to read off every single thing. I feel like this build is going to be a shitload of fun to see progress over the course of this series, and I also feel like it's going to be able to cover everything that I want to do in this game. And as you guys see, bro, look at these shades. Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama, and it's called a 3-level point center cleaner. So this is the build that I am going to be going with. And it looks like I'm going to need 374,982 VC to go from a 60 to 99 overall for season 2. And some things that makes doing this different from season 1 to season 2, A, is the fact that I actually know exactly what I need to do to get VC fast. And 2, the fact that my crew is about to be at level 30, meaning that every time I play with somebody in the crew, even as a 60 overall, I have unlimited skill boost and unlimited Gatorade on top of getting a 50% VC bonus when I'm playing in the park. If you're planning on picking up this game right now, or maybe you're planning on picking it up for Christmas, there are going to be a shitload of crews that are already at level 30. So getting your ass on a crew, like I said in the first series, should be the top of your priority when starting off this game. A lot of you guys were keeping me updated with your own 60 to 99 series, so let's try that again. I would love to see you guys in the comments letting me know how many builds you have made so far, and if you guys are wanting to start another series with me again. The first thing I'm going to do is bring my ass over to this daily spin, because can you imagine if I hop on this spot and get like 250,000 off rip? That would be amazing. Make this the quickest 60 to 99 journey ever. Come on. Well, it's a start. Getting our VC journey started, the first thing we want to do is go straight to the draft. The reason we are doing this is so that we can change some settings around and get our GOAT skills started. You know, I thought when the game first dropped that you had to do the out of bounds storyline first, but nope, you can always come back to it. It really doesn't matter who you get drafted to either, because I will show you how to keep your team as the #1 seed no matter what. Who are we drafted to? Anyway, what we want to do now, make sure we put this shit on rookie, 5 minutes. We want to put action replays to never, highlight plays never. And now that I have changed my settings and put on the right GOAT skills, it is time to get through the storyline the fastest way I know how. And it was long as hell the first time I did it, and I'm going to hope and pray I can finish all of this in one sitting. To get through this first game, all I have to do was foul twice to get subbed out and go straight to the second half, cutting the total time I needed to play this game. And as you guys can see, I still got all 3 stars and the VC for that game. And after one game, I'm already jumped up to 1500 VC. For this next one, there's no real hack for the open court game. As long as the difficulty is on rookie, you should be able to get through it pretty fast. When it comes to picking your club team, I'm gonna do the same thing I did in the first series and pick the high flyers. But this time it's because I know about that fan bonus accelerator, and that's gonna help us later on in the NBA to get even more VC. Now, going into these club games, I was able to fly through these because I'm going to do the same exact thing I did in the high school game by fouling twice to get sent to the second half, cutting the time I have to play in half. But it's still enough time to get my VC from the challenges. But as you guys can see, we're getting 3 stars with the 200 VC plus 772, so 900 VC for that game. On top of getting these games cut in half, my GOAT skills are also applying here as well, so I'm literally stacking VC before I even step foot in an NBA game. And since I was able to get my playtime in half, I was able to fly through these games no problem. And take a look at this bread I was able to stack up. We're up to 13,600 VC. You know what's crazy? I actually made more VC just playing the out of bounds regularly than trying to do my career glitches. When you get sent overseas, the first thing you want to do is pick Madrid because they play the least amount of games. And the second thing you want to do is fire your agent, because there is no way I just got done dropping 60 in one half and I have to go overseas. But this method is going to be the same as the club games. You want to foul twice to get sent 100% to the second half, then you want to play through them to at least get 1 star so you can get your VC bonus. And if you have a high 3-pointer like myself, scoring in these are going to be a breeze even at a 60 overall because we are on that rookie difficulty. Alright, and that is the last game of the Out of Bounds storyline. I was able to finish this in just under 2 hours. I was actually able to finish this entire storyline in one sitting, which is very rare for me when it comes to 2K. I get 2,500 VC for completing the Out of Bounds quest. I walked away with 22,182 VC, and the very first thing that I'm going to go ahead and upgrade on this build is maxing out the 3-pointer to a 90 so I can go ahead and get my deep bomber takeover on top of my limitless deadeye and set shot. And the rest of the VC I'm just going to put on my rebounding. That's going to at least get me rebound chaser and box out beast on silver as well, and it's going to boost us all the way from a 60 to 66 overall. And now here is where the real fun begins. You want to go talk to Xavier to get your key game quest, and I'm choosing to defend the turf. Before we get into the key games, we have to play our first game of the season, and in this one, you want to go crazy, like straight kill the other team. And we want to do this because when we start simming through the season and only play our key games, 2K is going to keep your performance consistent, letting your scoring averages keep up with the rest of the team, and because you dropped 90 in that first game, your team is going to stay at the top of those ranks. Well, you don't have to drop 90, but around that. And now we have unlocked the tool that we need to really start stacking our VC, and that is going to be endorsements. And that third check mark under my player is really the reason why we went ahead and completed the Out of Bounds storyline, and the first check mark is the reason we went into the high flyers to get that fan accelerator. So now all I have to do is play the open run games to get 1000 VC. Now when I first did this 69, I told myself all I had to do was spam the open court games over and over and over again to get VC, but we don't have to do that anymore. We're not in the caveman era of 2K26 anymore. And we are going to get done with those games easily, getting the VC from both of those games, the daily challenge, and endorsement of 1000 VC. Now we are up to 3,200 VC, and now I can start my passion project quest, which is going to give me a lot of VC down the line. So you want to complete the NBA challenges to move the objectives along, but you also want to make sure to play the open run objectives as fast as they pop up so everything can be on a rolling basis. So getting 100 points and 2 double doubles is going to take at least 2 NBA games. So after playing the first one, I went back to do an open run challenge that popped up, and then went straight into that next game to get the other half of those points and that last double double, and boom, we got 500 VC from the franchise player quest and 2,500 from the merchandising quest. Just moving right along here. 10,124 VC. So we're back in the 5-figure mark once again. And merchandising tier 3 is so easy that you literally don't have to play any games. Since we are just simming to each key games and our averages are still high from playing in that first NBA game, we are getting player of the game automatically. So that was 5,000 VC in a matter of seconds. And looking at my wallet, it is looking plentiful. And tier 4 is really easy as well. Even though you do need to play 2 games, you are able to foul up to 4 times to get subbed out to the 4th quarter and then just get your easy points. There we go, 7,500 VC, and now we are up to 24,000 VC. Now, if you can believe it, tier 5 is easier than 4 because this time all we have to do is score 25 points and grab 12 rebounds in one game, and that's 10,000 VC. But first, I'm going to run this open court game to push the passion project along and then easily get these buckets and boards in the NBA, and boom, 10 racks of VC have been deposited. And look at this VC count, man. 36,000 VC. Bro, that is wild. And merchandising tier 6 just to complete the passion project, which should give me 12,500 VC. So now all we are doing is simming to each key game like we have been doing. And to complete the passion project, you just want to go to the open runs whenever the challenges become available to you. And then in the NBA games, just foul up to 4 times to make the games go by faster until you finish the first half of the season like I just did here. And now you want to go back to Xavier and pick your second half of the season goals, of which I'm just gonna pick the exact same thing. And now it is more rinse and repeat until you get to that final open court game. And because we're only playing about 6 to 7 minutes each NBA game, they really don't fatigue you at all. And I'm even able to complete my NBA quest for 2500 VC in the process. And completing this open run game, I'm getting VC for Slam Magazine, and finishing this NBA game, Nike is giving me 750 VC. And with this last open run game completed to finish my passion project, I'm getting a whopping 12,500 VC. 66,000 VC. Are you serious? And that's not even it yet, because we're leaving almost 30,000 VC on the table from the FIBA tournament. But at this point, I want to see if just doing the bare minimum with the My Career can get you to the point of being able to contribute online, because ultimately that is the whole reason we're even doing this. If you don't need to kill yourself playing through the entire season, then don't. But with 66,000 VC, I'm able to get my player to a 75 overall. And even though it doesn't look like I upgraded much, I still believe I can make an impact in the park. And we are already a 75 overall before I even step foot on an online court. Now, if you watch my last video, then you know that I moved and now have a room dedicated to making YouTube videos. And on top of that, I have a brand new gaming desktop setup. And I know so many of you guys have watched that video. But there was one key thing that I was missing from that setup, and Razer reached out because they saw it as well. They sent over their Nomo V2 Pro professional speakers, and boy is this box packing some weight, let me tell you. Now, taking these out the box, these things are beautiful. They got a sleek matte black finish with Soto Razer branding and the RGB lighting behind each speaker that bounces off the wall for that ambient glow. It's one of those setups that help elevate your desk setup to that next level. So under the hood, you get a full 2.1 system, two 3.2-inch full range drivers, and a wireless subwoofer with a 5.5-inch down-firing bass driver. You get deep lows, clear mids, and crisp highs. Now, connecting these things are really easy with USB-C and Bluetooth 5.3, so you can run it wired from your PC or wireless from your phone or console. Now, as for the setup, these fit perfectly on my desk. They got some nice weight to them so they don't move around, but they're not huge either. And that wireless subwoofer is so clutch for making sure I don't have any messy cables running around the floor. And the little control puck allows you to adjust the volume, mute, or switch inputs without reaching behind your monitor. It's very clean and just super functional. And if you're a content creator or editor like myself, these honestly are great for editing. The frequency response is balanced enough that I can trust what I'm hearing when mixing audio or fine-tuning gameplay clips. So if you want your setup to look better, sound better, and feel more immersive, check out the Razer Nomo V2 Pro, and I'll drop a link below so that you can learn more and grab a set of your own. And huge thanks to Razer for sponsoring today's video. To test the power of the 75 overall point center god, I'm going to the twos in the theater with my boy Peter for that sweet matchmaking. Now, at this stage of 2K, there's not going to be a lot of low overall players, but you take what you can get. And it didn't take 3 seconds before I found the biggest weakness on my player right now. And this damn near made me delete my build altogether. Bored? Deleting the build. I'm deleting the build. The fuck? It's a really rough start right now. Honestly had me thinking I made a mistake with this build, but there was a glimmer of hope that showed me that all I needed was patience. And that was because of these 2 3-point bombs I hit in this game, going 2 for 2 in my first game. And normally, that sets the tone for how things are going to go. In this next one, I'm going against somebody with a 99 offensive rebound, but I guess my player got the jitters out of him because luckily we were able to grab some boards, but still can't throw a pass to save my life. Now, Peter 100% carried me in this game, but I really need to start turning things around for myself because I hate seeing the bro got carried to 99 overall comments. But just my luck, I'm going against a 92 overall 7'4" demigod, and he was exposing my lack of interior defense right away. But hey, at least he can't snag over me, and I guess he didn't believe in the jumper, which definitely was a mistake. In fact, even though I did not miss a single shot all game, he did not come out of the paint, so I guess all I can say is thanks for the practice shots. Now, I have to keep the momentum going in this next game here, where I'm going against an 85 overall. And even though I'm holding my own in the paint, Peter decided to be my greatest enemy.
I'm lagging. I'm lagging.
So unfortunately, we ended up taking our first loss. But winning 4 games in a row to start things off, it's not looking too bad. And I'm not gonna let one bad game kill my entire mood, so we're gonna hop right back in here, going against a 94 overall this time. And just like that 7'4" big dummy, he did not believe the 75 overall could really spark it from deep. But the 75 overall still can't make a goddamn pass. Luckily, we were still able to hold it down on defense, and this was by far my best game against a 90+ overall on top of that. In this next one, I'm going up against a fellow footer, and once again, I don't know why people are sleeping on the 75 overall. They gotta know I got that burner after the first shot. Even when I thought 2K was testing me with a 95 overall, it still didn't matter, catching another dub. And this 6'7" power forward was so bad that I just took inside shots with no inside game upgraded at all. And I think we can all come to the conclusion that my center at 75 overall is very valuable on the 2s court, being able to spark up whenever and drawing the big out the paint to let my guard rim run. So this was definitely a success, and with the VC I acquired, I'm upgrading that pass accuracy immediately. Now, one game mode I've really been enjoying playing the hell out of is Rec. And a Rec team is only as good as their center. So being valuable in here is very important, especially if you are aiming to win, which I always am. And lucky me, my first game doesn't even put me at center, and he's a 97 overall. But my build wanted to make his mark early in this game, getting a mean block in the paint. Right here, I don't know why I thought I could create my own shot without any upgrades to my dribble moves, but it was worth a try. But that right wing 3 is gonna stay consistent through this whole journey. Now, this was not a horrible first game by any means. It was just a really bad lineup, so hopefully we can make some switches. Yeah, I guess we're just a bunch of idiots, because I don't know why I'm still at small forward for some reason. Even though we had the dumbest lineup in the game, we were still keeping the game close, even down to the last possession, but it still wasn't enough to pull through for the win. Now at this point, any sane 75 overall might get out the game and try again another time, but at this point, I'm determined to get a W in the Rec. And I did spin the wheel again to get 2000 VC, and with the VC, I'm gonna up my ball handle and speed with ball so I can start getting in my playmaking bag. And now that I'm properly listed at the center position, hopefully we can make something shake. And boy, upgrading that playmaking was showing out early, with me getting a super clean ISO bucket. Now, I haven't checked where my hot zones are, but I know for damn sure that right wing has got to be a lethal zone for me. And in the fourth, with a chance to finally get a win in the Rec, we gave it to the best player on the court, and he pulled up with some BS. So unfortunately, I'm still on the hunt for that win. And after even more losses, I decided it was time to up my speed. Once again, I'm properly listed at the center position, and this traditional center has no answers for me on the 3-point line. Now, one thing about this build is that he's gonna get a bucket regardless of that scoreboard. And trust me, that scoreboard was very ugly. I don't even know how many games in I am at this point, and it almost seems pathetic that it's taken all this just to get one win. But I have good feelings about this next game. Even though I didn't score a whole lot, I was controlling the rebounds the entire game, and I really feel like that was the difference in this one. And after God knows how long, I can finally say I got a win in the Rec with a 70 overall center. Of course, I had to see if that momentum would carry over into the next game, and surprisingly, it looked like it did. I even got player of the half for the first time. We did end up walking away with the win, and I got blessed with 1500 VC from the 2K gods. And after playing another game where I had my best performance but got absolutely killed, I decided to max out my vertical, and that's gonna give me to a 78 overall to end off in the Rec. And another benefit of doing this 60 to 99 series during season 2 is the Halloween event. Maybe these YouTubers were lying to me, but apparently you're supposed to be able to win up to 1,000,000 VC and damn near guaranteed at least 10,000 VC. And I really hope that's true because I'm trying to get to an 80 overall at the end of the first episode. All right, so right now I'm sitting at 465 VC before I get started with this event. I need to get at least 18,000 VC so I can get this 80. So hopefully this event does not steer me wrong. But first I gotta claim my daily reward because, I might get a shitload of VC just by doing that. Who am I to deny some free VC from the daily spin? Hell yeah, bro. 2000 VC to start the day off. That's what we like to see. First spot we're going to is the event center. And let's see what we get. Trick or treat, press and circle, 10 rebounding skill boost. Okay. 10 Gatorade. Okay. 10 all skill boosts. I mean, I'll take it, but you know, I really want VC. Come on. 2000 VC again. 500 VC. Come on. 1000. Let's go. Okay. 1500. 50 muscle milk. Open runs. I know this gonna be VC. Yup. 1500. Come on, Jordan. 2500. 3500. Our biggest payout so far. 3000. Let's go. This right here is the last spot. Legend Sports, you are the deciding factor for how much VC I will end this video off with. Halloween spider mask. So after all that, we ended up getting exactly 20,000 VC on the dot today. To get to 80 overall, I'm just going to max out the mid-range to an 85, and that is going to cost us 19,700 VC, and we have successfully ended the first episode already at an 80 overall. The first time I did this, I ended as a 70, so we're already 10 overalls ahead in the first time I did this in season 1. So I know it doesn't scientifically prove anything, but I think season 2 allows you to get VC a lot quicker and faster, and we should be able to end this off fairly easily. And this is the first time I've done a season 2 of a 60 to 99 series. So if you guys are wanting me to continue the season 2 series, I need this video to get to 1,000 likes, and I will make sure to drop it again for you guys. And just a sidebar for anybody out there, after this season I will be going back to the 2K10 series. There's a little treat for anybody who stuck to the very end.